and as the last of her hair fell away, Rudra felt a sense of emptiness wash over her, leaving her feeling hollow and defeated. She stood on the stage, her head bowed in shame, as the reality of her punishment sank in. She was no longer the powerful politician she had once been, but a mere shell of her former self, stripped of her dignity and left to face the consequences of her actions. Rudra's heart pounded in her chest as the party head's voice cut through the air once again, his words chilling her to the core. "But we're not finished yet," he declared, his voice cold and unyielding.
This video is a work of fiction and just for fun. It is not intended to hurt anyone. The following video is a head-shave fantasy story for people who are hair fetish.
Each member of our party will now take a turn shaving Rudra's head to ensure that she understands the gravity of her betrayal. The announcement sent shockwaves through the crowd, their murmurs of disbelief echoing in the cavernous hall. Rudra felt a knot form in her stomach as she realized the extent of her punishment. Not only would she be publicly humiliated, but she would also be forced to endure the indignity of having her head shaved by her former allies. As the first member approached, Rudra braced herself for the inevitable. She could feel the eyes of the world upon her, their gaze piercing through her like 1,000 daggers. The cameras rolled, broadcasting her humiliation to millions of viewers across the country. The first member reached for a canister of shaving cream, its cold touch sending a shiver down Rudra's spine. With deliberate movements, he applied the cream to Rudra's freshly shaved scalp, each brush stroke a sickening reminder of her fall from grace. He took a fresh blade and put it in a razor and started shaving her creamy bald head. With each stroke of the razor, Rudra felt a piece of herself being stripped away, leaving her feeling raw and exposed. The shaving cream clung to her scalp, a sickening reminder of her fall from grace. And as one member finished, another stepped forward to take their place, their expression unreadable as they repeated the process. Rudra closed her eyes, trying to shut out the shame and humiliation that threatened to consume her. The process continued until Rudra had been shaved by 10 different hands, each adding to her degradation until she felt completely drained, both physically and emotionally. As the party head's declaration echoed through the room, the atmosphere grew thick with tension. Rudra's heart sank as the weight of her punishment settled upon her. And now, as the final part of Rudra's punishment, the party head announced, his voice resolute, "It shall be decreed that she will be shaved smooth bald by the prison barber every month for the next 10 years. This will serve as a constant reminder of the consequences of betrayal and ensure that she never forgets the price of her actions." Within moments, the internet exploded with commentary and outrage at the severity of Rudra's punishment. Social media platforms buzzed with activity as people from all corners of the country shared their shock and disbelief at the news. Hashtags began trending, each one more scathing than the last, as people expressed their outrage at what they saw as a gross abuse of power. Rudra's name became synonymous with betrayal and disgrace, her once formidable reputation now tarnished beyond repair. Even as she was led away from the stage, Rudra could feel the eyes of the world upon her, their judgment weighing heavily upon her shoulders. She knew that she would spend the rest of her days in the spotlight, a constant reminder of the consequences of her actions. And as the reality of her punishment sank in, Rudra could only hang her head in shame, knowing that she had brought it upon herself. The internet may have gone crazy, but she knew that she had no one to blame but herself. Rudra knew that she would spend the rest of her days repenting for her sins in the most public and humiliating way possible.